All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope we are doing fine today. We thank God that we are alive once again today. If you can hear me, please give me a yes in the chat. Give me a one in the chat. If you can hear me, if I'm loud and clear, kindly drop me a one or a yes in the chat so that we get started right away. We are already late. I'm not going to waste any more time. I think we have waited enough longer, so we should get right away into our training. Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. I hope my network is still clear. So we are going to proceed from where we left on Wednesday. Yesterday we could not meet. I had a technical issue. Yes, there was a power problem in my area, so I was really flat for me to be able to come and host a Zoom. So that is the reason why we were not able to meet yesterday, but we are thankful that today we are able to meet, and then we proceed from where we left on Wednesday. Right, so I'm going to share my screen and we proceed from our candlestick chart pattern. If I remember very well, we were looking at Doji candlestick chart pattern. I think that's where we left there on Wednesday. And today we are going to proceed from there. Is my screen visible? Are you able to see that I'm sharing screen? Are you able to see that I'm sharing screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. So let me go to my slides. Sorry for that. Okay, so on Wednesday, I think we ended on a Doji family. That's where we ended. And we looked at these types of dojis where we discovered that there's a Dragonfly Doji as well as a Gravystone Doji. Dragonfly Doji is a market reversal signal. Yeah, so a Dragonfly Doji is a market reversal signal to the upper side, while a Gravystone Doji, it is a market reversal signal to the downside. So the location of a Dragonfly Doji, it is at the bottom of a downtrend, while the location of a Gravystone, it is at the top of the uptrend. So it is somewhere here and somewhere here. These are the locations of these two types of dojis where you are able to locate them. But don't forget the characteristic as well as other significance of dojis. Remember, we also spoke that a doji can mean a continuation of a trend when you have found it in the midst of the trend. Okay. Yes, we are looking at this doji. We are just talking about a doji in general. Okay, you are going to find out something like this when the trend probably is going up, or probably the trend is on its way down. You are going to see a doji like this. So it may signify continuation of the trend. But when it comes to a reversal, then we come strictly to these ones where we are able to say this is a Dragonfly Doji that may signify change of trend because of the significance of these shadows. Okay, the significance of these shadows signifies a certain power, either a buying power or a selling pressure. Okay, so that's where we ended on Wednesday. allow me to come and look at another chart pattern that we are going to look at today. Okay, so let's come and look at a morning star. Okay, let's come and look at a morning star. So, ladies and gentlemen, probably if I may begin from here by looking at the word morning star itself. Okay, naturally we do have stars, and some of the stars, they appear in the morning, early hours of the morning, and some stars, they also appear in the evening, right? So we do have those that we call the morning stars, because they normally appear in the morning, and they do have a significance naturally. Yes, when you see morning stars, or when you see a beautiful morning star early hours of the morning, when you wake up and then you look into the sky, you see a beautiful morning star appearing. Okay, naturally we have discovered that it symbolizes the beautiful sunshine for that particular day that is coming ahead. So the morning star symbolizes that there is going to be a beautiful day in terms of sunshine, right? So I'm not sure in trading they generated the morning star candlestick pattern from that view, okay? Because in trading also you are going to have days. You're gonna have days where you are going to have beautiful days. You're gonna have beautiful sunshine when it comes to trading. So those beautiful sunshine when it comes to trading, they are identified by looking at morning star candlestick chart patterns that appears in the process of your technical analysis or in the process of trading. So a morning star kind of a candlestick pattern, it is a market reversal signal to the upside. Okay, it is a market reversal signal to the upside. Let's go a little bit deeper into it. As you can see here, all right, as you can see here, I do have a composition of 3 candles. I do have a composition of 3 candles, okay? So when you look here, this is the first candle. It is a red candle. You can see the volume, it is full. And then there is a middle candle here, and it is a small candle. And we are also having this other candle, which is a green candle. And you can see the volume is really, really loaded. Okay. So in the middle here, there is a small candle. Sometimes it can be a green candle. Sometimes it can be a red candle. It does not matter. What matters is there is a significance in the appearance of this candle. Okay, so we are saying a morning star pattern is considered as a bullish reversal pattern, first of all. Okay, so it occurs, okay, it occurs often. It occurs at the bottom of a downtrend. Okay, the market is trending downward. Remember, we want to have a good, beautiful trading day with some profits, especially when you are looking at the uptrend of the market. So here we are at the bottom of a downtrend. That's where you are going to locate this composition of candles. They are 3 in pair. It's not like the Doji family, okay? It's not like the Doji family where you can only see a Dragonfly Doji alone. But when it comes to Morning Star, it's like a family. They normally come in a pair, which is 3 of them, okay? Yes, it consists of 3 candles. The first candle here, let us dig deep into this candle. The first candle, it is a bearish candlestick, as you can see it. What does it signify? It indicates, remember, the trend is this downtrend. And you see a full red candle like this. It tells you with this appearance, it tells you that there is still strong selling pressure happening while the market is still going down. Okay? But remember, I said that these chart patterns that we are trying to identify in the market, we normally identify them at different locations, okay? Specific locations actually. So here is the bottom of the downtrend, and this is the upper side of the uptrend. So the market may come from the top and then it comes down. The market may move from the downside, it goes up. So you will see that in the process of this market or the price moving up and down, okay, when it is going up, you will see it will reach a certain area. Whenever it reaches that area, you will see that the price will struggle to pass, okay, or it will struggle to continue. So when you look back in history, you discover that mostly this area previously, the price also did the same thing when it touched that area, okay? The same applies to the bottom area here. You will see that previously, when you check in history, you will see that when price came down to this same level, it was also supported. It could not go further, okay? So there is something within these lines. So we do not just locate these market reversal signal anywhere, but we locate them specifically at specific places, which we call them support levels and resistance levels. So we are looking at the end of a downtrend. That's what we are looking at here, right? Okay, sorry for that. For the pause, I had a little bit of disturbance, so I had to take care of that. So let's proceed. Um, we are here where we are looking at a morning star type of a candlestick, right? Yes. So we are trying to verify so that our morning star is really a morning star. Okay. So we are saying, first of all, the morning star candlestick chart pattern, it is a market reversal signal that signifies change of trend from the downtrend to the uptrend. So if the morning star signifies change of trend from downtrend to uptrend, obviously it should be located at the bottom of the downtrend. Now, let's come and then look at each and every candle here in detail. So I'm saying the trend is downtrend, and then we see this candle here, which is a red candle. Okay, the trend is a downtrend. I've already indicated there on my drawing. So the trend is a downtrend. And then we see the presence of this type of a candle. Okay, then this candle signifies that sellers, they are still in control. Actually, there is strong selling pressure. As you can see the presence of the candle, the way it looks like. Remember when we were looking at body sizes of candles, we were talking about selling pressure and buying pressure, right? So this red candle signifies that sellers, they are in control. Okay, sellers, they are still in control of the trade session as the downtrend is continuing to go down, right? So sellers, they are in charge. Now, after this trade session is completed or is closed, you are going to see the presence of a second candle, which is the small candle which is in the middle of these two candles over here. So this candle, it is the one that is referred as a morning star. Okay, yes, it is this candle that is referred as a morning star. Now let's look at its significance. So this small candle which is in the middle, okay, the small candle which is in the middle, it can be a green candle, it can be a red candle sometimes, one of the two. Okay, it should not only be in green. You can find it sometimes in red, and sometimes it is in a form of a doji. Okay, sometimes you may find it in a form of a doji, this candle in the middle. It can be in the form of a doji, and this doji lies between these full-bodied candles. Okay, so this candle in the middle, it tells us that sellers, yes, they are still in control. Remember, it is still a downtrend. Sellers, they are still in control, but there is a but there. Remember the pressure that they came with in this candle. If they were still having the same pressure, it means the second candle could also be a long candle. Okay, but you can see that when they were in control here, when it came to this candle, yes, they were still in control, but there is one challenge. There is one problem. They are failing to push the price further, the sellers now. So there is a competition between buyers and sellers now. They are failing to push the price further down. As a result, when the trade session is ending, you are going to see that this was a 4-hour candlestick, and this is also a 4-hour candlestick. But you will see that the presence of power that was here and the presence of power that is here is a little bit different. So what does that mean? It means that sellers, they are failing to push the price further down. Okay, sellers, they are failing to push the price further down. After this candle, then you are going to see a development of such a candle, which is a green candle. Okay, the third candle, it is a green candle, okay, which is bullish. You can see it is a bullish candlestick. When this appears, you should know, okay, you should know that now buyers, they are coming in large numbers. The struggle that was happening here, it has now shown that no, sellers, they have lost control. The significance of this next candle, which is a bullish candlestick, it is telling you that sellers, they are losing control. Okay, so you can see the composition. First of all, there is a bearish candlestick, which is a big bodied candle. And then there is the second candle, happens to be the small candle, and it is between. Okay, and it is between. And thereafter, you will see that there is a bullish candlestick. Okay, there is a bullish candlestick. So this candlestick is the one that signifies that the trend is about to reverse. The trend is about to reverse. So this is the interpretation of the morning star candlestick chart pattern, a market reversal signal to the upper side. When this appears, when you locate this, you will see that yes, after the first and the second and the third witness has happened. Remember, I said that you should not trade using candlesticks alone. You should use other tools to confirm your analysis, which we call them first witness, second witness, and probably third witness. It means your case is strong. Okay, your case is strong. So once these three witnesses have witnessed that yes, this is a morning star, and you are able to see that the trend is shifting from the bottom to the up, then you know that your 1%, your 2% is going to be collected there. You see the market taking off, going up there. When you see such a composition, are we together? Are we still friends? We're talking about having a beautiful morning star. Yeah, when you are trying to look at a particular coin and you see the presence of a morning star chart pattern at the bottom of the downtrend. Okay, if you have just spotted it, it has not completed it, wait for it to complete and then see what is going to happen next. Right? It will help you to make a good entry. When you understand candlestick interpretation, it helps you to have a good decision when you are making your entries. You don't just jump into the market simply because there is hype. There is hype. Sometimes we trade because of hype. Then it makes us to be in an awkward position with our trades. So use these interpretation so that you are able to enter the market objectively. So that is the morning star type of a chart pattern. Yes, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. Now, after the market has trended upward, remember, what goes up must come down. It's not all the days that are sun days. Do you remember that? There is a saying that it's not all the days that are Sundays. Okay? Yes, it's not all the days that are sunny days. Some of the days you are going to experience some challenges. You will see the market is not moving, it's just going sideways. Or probably you may end up being liquidated, or you may end up in floating loss. Things do happen. Okay, what am I trying to imply? Once you have enjoyed riding the market upward because you identified a morning star chart pattern. When you go up with the price, I said that there are also areas here on top. Sometimes when the price reaches those areas, it reacts. It tells you that there is an uphill here. There is a struggle of power. Okay? Yeah. So when it reaches those areas, you see that it is reacting. It is struggling to go further, just like what was happening here. Price was struggling to go further down. The same applies on top here. it will reach a certain area where it will be struggling to continue going up. Then you know that there is a tug of war between buyers and sellers. Sellers, they are telling buyers, you have been buying enough. Allow us to sell. Yes, you have been buying enough. Allow us to sell. So you are going to see a chart pattern that is going to follow suit, which is called an evening star type of a chart pattern. Since it was a morning star, now the darkness has come. Yes, after you have enjoyed the presence of sunlight in the day, you have been walking up and down the whole day. My friend, the darkness is going to come. Evening is going to come. And when evening comes, it does not come alone. It has got its participants. Yes, the evening has got its participants. When you happen that you are late and then evening catches up on you somewhere, you are going to find out they are mafias of the night. They are mafias of the evening. When you meet with them, you will know that these guys, they are responsible for the night. So I am actually in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was supposed to be at home. So, all right. So I'm simply saying, in trading as well, you are going to experience some evening stars while you are trading. So you need to take note of this, because the evening stars, they don't just appear. Okay? They don't just appear in the blink of an eye unless you are not giving attention when you are trading. So when you give attention, you'll be able to know that, I think it is time for me to exit the market. Okay, let me leave this coin. All right. If you are trading in the spot, all right, you have been taking some profit, you were longing in futures, taking some profit, you reach a point where you are going to see the presence of an evening star developing. Please take note. You cannot keep longing the market when the evening star combination is coming up, because you may going to be swallowed by the market. Okay, so it will help you to exit the market, or it will help you to prepare to short the market if you are trading in futures. So the evening star type of a chart pattern, it is the opposite version of a morning star. Are we together? The composition is the same. Can you see the three bodies of the candles? The first one, it is a green candle, since the market is coming from the bottom. That's why you see this candle here. It tells you that buyers are in control. Okay? Buyers, they are in control as the market is going up. But now, after this trade session has been completed, come the next trade session, then there is a struggle of power. Buyers are failing to push the price further down. They are there, yes, they are present, yes, but they are failing to push the price to the top further. Okay, then you see that the session is ending right there. The session is ending right there. Then see the next session. Then you see now that, oh, the struggle that was happening here, it was taking us to this. This struggle of power here, now it has revealed to us the reason why there was a struggle of power. There was no movement in this candle. This candle, it was failing to grow. It was struggling to grow. Why? There was a struggle of power, and it has been revealed in the next candle. It tells you that, oh, my friend, what was happening here? Here is the result. So this tells us that the market is changing what? Trend. The trend is changing from upward to downward. That's why we are saying evening star pattern, it is a market reversal signal to the downside. It is located, it is identified mostly at the top of an uptrend, right there on top, since the market was trending upward. So at the top here, when the market has been pumping, Yes. If you do not see a doji family, if you do not see engulfing bar family, you are going to see morning star and evening star family. In this case, we are looking at evening star because it's at the top. Okay. If it was engulfing bar, we could see a bearish engulfing bar. If it was a doji, you could see what? A gravestone doji because it is on top. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? Am I trying to simplify the candlestick patterns? Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? If you go to your trading view and look, whenever the market goes down and then it goes up, those areas where it makes a U-turn, check around those areas. You are going to see some of these candles that we are discussing here. Then they're going to help you to make good entries. If it is an uptrend, you catch up on time. If it is a downtrend, you want to short the market, you're going to catch up on time. And you know this is the right time to enter. Right? Yes. So if that is clear, then let's move to the next chart pattern. Let's move to the next chart pattern over here. Amen. Hallelujah. All right, so let's proceed. Let me bring my slides here. Okay, yeah, here we go. So we are done with the morning star chart pattern. Okay, the morning star chart pattern. Let's come and look at these guys. Okay, yeah. Let's come and look at a composition of a hammer. You are going to find this type of candles when you're doing your TA. Yes. So you're going to see candles that looks like a hammer. It has got a head and it has got a long tail, which is a lower tail. All right. Remember the shadows, we discussed about shadows. So you will find this in your analysis. So let's go and shed some light on the hammer, which is a candlestick chart pattern. So a hammer is a candlestick chart pattern which is created, okay, which is created when they open high. I've got two different colors of hammers here. One is green, one is red. It does not matter. What matters, it is a hammer. Okay? What matters, it is a hammer. Okay? The reason why this one is green, it means that the price closed above the opening. Okay? The reason why this candle is green, it means that when the price opened here, it closed above. It did not close below. Okay? But this one, you can see that it opened here and it closed down. That's why it is red in color. But it is still a hammer. Okay? Because I don't want you to have a mindset or a picture that a hammer should always be in green if it signifies market movement to the upper side. No. Sometimes you are going to find it in a red. The candle is going to be a red in red, but it is a hammer with a long tail, long shadow, the lower part. Okay, so I'm saying that a hammer, it is a candlestick which is created when the open high is and close are roughly the same. The open high, this is the open, here is the open. Okay, so here in this candle, where it opened happened to be the high. Okay, where it opened happened to be the high. So I'm saying in the process of a hammer, it is when the open high, okay, the open high, this is the open in this red candle, this is the open in this red green candle, this is the high in this red candle, okay? Yes. So the open high, where the price opened and how high the price went, they are almost the same. They are roughly the same. They are not far from each other. Sometimes you are going to see a little upper shadow. Sometimes there is no shadow at all, just like in this one that I have decided to use here. They have got no shadows, but sometimes you are going to see a small shadow there. Okay, you see a small shadow on top there. If it is having a small shadow, it means the high is indicated. But if there is no shadow, it means the high of that market and the opening of that market, they are roughly within the same range. They are roughly at the same price. But take note of this. This is the major characteristic of a hammer. The long lower shadow. The long lower shadow. Yes, that is one big characteristic of a hammer. This long lower shadow, what does it signify? It signifies rejection of price. By who? Buyers. Remember, sellers had the intention to push the price further down here to this lowest part. Now, the presence of this long lower shadow, it signifies that buyers, they are rejecting the price to continue going down. Okay? So there is a rejection of selling pressure here by buyers. That's why you see the presence of the long lower shadow. So what is the intention of buyers in this case? The intention is to push the price back to the opening or probably above the opening. That is the intention of buyers, to push the price up. So when they are rejecting price here, they don't want the price to go further down. The intention is to push the price back to the top. So in this, it signifies that the trend might likely to change. Remember, for you to locate a valid hammer, it means the market should be trending downward. At the bottom here of the trend, you are going to see this type of candles forming. Okay? Yes, I think if you can relate, you are going to find out that a Dragonfly Doji and a hammer, okay, they are located at the bottom of the trend. The Dragonfly Doji and a hammer, I'm not saying that they are the same, no, because the hammer has got a proper head. You can see there is a proper head in the hammer, different from a doji. Okay, the doji, you can see a very small thing. The body is so small, but with a hammer, you can properly see that this is a head. Please don't confuse the two between the hammer and the Dragonfly Doji. Okay, I want you to see the difference here. You should be able to see the difference here. Let me go this side. Let me bring that hammer so that, the Dragonfly Doji. Can you see this? This is what I'm trying to say. This is not a hammer, please. This is not a hammer. This is a doji. Okay? Dragonfly Doji, to be specific. So I wanted you to see the difference between the hammer and the Dragonfly Doji. Is this okay about the hammer? It signifies trend change from from downside to upside. So it is a market reversal signal to the upper side. And I think I have indicated where can it be located. Is this clear about the hammer? Is this clear about the hammer? Are we okay? Are we okay? Can I get feedback? Are we okay? I want us to do one more chart pattern, which is the opposite version of the hammer. If we still have time, then maybe I can do another one. If you're having a problem, you should indicate. This is a class, we are learning, okay? So to me, it does not make sense at all to rush and finish when the students, they are not understanding. I would rather teach one thing and everybody understands it and we end there. That is okay with me. Because there is no way that I should teach you 1,000 and then you only understand one. Doesn't make sense. All right? So don't be shy. If we are not okay, tell me we are not okay. Please repeat. I don't mind taking my time to teach only one thing that is going to help you to enter the market so that you trade objectively. So it's better to teach you one thing at a time, but you understand it and use it effectively. So please, this class, be free. Okay? Be free. So are we okay? Is your yes genuine? Is your yes genuine? Are we okay? Okay. All right. Let's proceed then. If we are okay, let me come back here and then we look at the opposite version of a hammer. Right. So this is the opposite version of a hammer. It's like the hammer upside down. The hammer upside down. Okay? It's like the hammer upside down. Let me borrow and come to TradingView just a little bit. Just a little bit. So we want to look at the hammer upside down, which is the opposite version of a hammer. It is called a what? The hammer upside down, it is called a shooting Okay, sorry, I lost the control there. Got kicked out of the Zoom. All right, thank you so much, Leader Saul, for the backup. Let me share my screen. Then we do the complete the hammer family. Then probably we call it a day. So, ladies and gentlemen, after you have been riding the market with the entry of the hammer, you are going to experience in your way up, you are going to experience that somewhere, somehow, the market is refusing to continue going further up. Okay? The market is refusing to continue going further up. In that, you are going to see one of the participants or one of the activities that are happening that are rejecting the price to continue going further up. It is the presence of this chart pattern, which we are calling it a shooting star. It is also referred as a pin bar. The shooting star, it is also referred as a pin bar. It is the same thing. So a shooting star, it is the opposite version of a hammer. Okay? It is the opposite version of a hammer. The shooting star formation, it is formed when the open low, that time I was saying open high in the hammer, I was saying open high. Okay? So here I'm saying open low. The open low and close, they are roughly at the same price. Remember, sellers, they open from the top, they close below. Okay? Here, this red candle. Sellers, they open the price from the top, they close it below. All right? So I'm saying when it comes to a shooting star formation, the open low and the close, they are roughly at the same price. Okay? Yes, there is a characteristic of a small body when it comes to the shooting star. There is a characteristic of a small body, and there is the presence of the long upper shadow. The presence of the long upper shadow. Okay? The small body, the upper shadow. These are characteristic of a shooting star. Okay? It is a bearish version of the hammer. Please don't confuse shooting star and morning star because they are having star. So the shooting star is not the opposite version of a morning star. A morning star has got evening star. Please don't confuse the two. Shooting star, hammer. Morning star, evening star. Are we together here? The star should not confuse you. So shooting star, it is the opposite version of a hammer flipped upside down. So this is how the shooting star looks like, the bearish version of a hammer. You can see there is a small shadow here. Sometimes there is no shadow at all. The presence of a little shadow or no shadow at all. Okay? But what matters is the upper shadow. I'm talking of the lower shadow here. So sometimes there is no lower shadow at all. But look at the upper shadow. It is a long upper shadow. Okay? And there is a presence of a small body. So the market has been trending like this. It has reached at the climax on top here. You will see that a candle went high up there. But when it went high up there, it could not be sustained. The price could not be sustained. It came back down here again where it opened. Then it leaves a long upper shadow. Then it tells you that price is being rejected to continue going further up. Okay? Price is being rejected here. Then after this candle, wait and see. You see that now the market is showing you the direction that it is intending to go. Then you see that no, it is dropping, it is dropping, it is dropping. Because of the presence of this type of a candle, it tells you that the market is in a form of decision. It is deciding which direction it should take. So you'll be able to see afterwards, probably one candle or two candles next, you will see that now the market is showing you clearly the direction that it is intending to go. Because sometimes it does not happen immediately after this. You will see that maybe two candles after, then you see the market taking its way downward. Is this okay with the shooting star? Is this okay with the shooting star? Do I need to repeat on the shooting star? Is this okay with the shooting star? Is this okay with the shooting star? Is this okay with the shooting star? I don't know, there is something which is not okay. When I try to move from Zoom and go to TradingView, I see I'm being kicked out. I don't know what's happening today, because I wanted to show a live example in TradingView. But if you are able to understand the hammer and the shooting star, it's they are going to help you to make decisions when you are trading, especially when it comes to your entries and your exits. But mostly it's about entry. For you to win a trade, it has connected to entry. When are you entering the market? Do you just jump into the market? So the entry is very important. That's why the signal givers, they will tell you, do not trade after 3 minutes when you see this signal. It is all about entry. If you are late to enter, you will find out that people are already out of the trade. You are still hanging there. So time to enter matters. Okay? Don't blame signal givers when they tell you, please do not trade this signal when you see it after 5 minutes. Because they have identified that in 5 minutes time, this price is not going to be here. It is going to move. And that 5 minutes is a lot in trading. You can lose much, you can win much in 5 minutes. Anyone with a question? Because we are calling it a morning now. Anybody with a question? We are ending our trade session here. Our TA, we are ending it here for today. If you are having a question, please ask. You can come on the microphone, or you can just raise up you can just type your question in the chat. But if you wanna speak, just raise your hand and we will allow you to. Okay, how do we make entries using the candles? Simon, is it Simon or Simeon? We do not make entries using candles alone. Don't do that. You're gonna need second witness. First witness, second witness, or probably third witness as well. Because you need it to be sure. Unless you are on another level. Okay? I know there are people who enters the market just by looking at a candle. All right? But I don't think you are on that level. So you're gonna need other confirmations. So do not trade using candlesticks alone. Use other tools. Bring in indicators, okay, to help you confirm what candles are showing. Is the trend changing? That's why we are encouraging that use 3 witnesses. Okay, use 3 witnesses. The indicators, you can even use 2 to see if the indicators are speaking the same thing. Did I answer your question, Simeon? Do not trade. I should mention the other witnesses. I have already spoken about the other witnesses. Indicators. Indicators, okay? Yeah, indicators, they are a witness. So the indicators are different types of indicators that you can use, right? So there is the candle itself. There is the trend. You have already identified the trend of the market. Okay, is it a downtrend? It is an uptrend. Okay, it is also an indication that helps you to make a decision that this market is a downtrend. Okay, so what I'm looking here is that there is a possibility of reverse from downtrend to uptrend. So you need to identify the trend when you are doing your candle reading. Identify the trend, and then you bring in indicators to confirm your entries. Kate, a shooting star. Okay, a shooting star, it is an opposite version of a hammer. A hammer is a pin bar. You only differentiate that is a bullish pin bar or a bearish pin bar. So a shooting star, it is a market reversal signal to the downside. It represents change of trend from up to down. Shooting star. Is that okay, Kate? Is that okay, Kate? Simeon, did I answer your question about using candles to make entry? Did I answer your question? Pastor Bernard, I think I have answered your question about the 3 witnesses. Yes. So you can use 2 indicators to confirm. If the 2 indicators are speaking the same language in line with the candles, then you do have your 3 witnesses there. Are we okay? Any other questions? So today is Friday. We normally do our technical classes from Monday to Friday. All right, but we did not finish the candlestick chart patterns. I think I'm gonna ask one more day from the leadership so that we finish the candlestick chart pattern, probably Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna ask for Monday so that we can complete, and then we go to TradingView, and then we look at some of these candlestick chart patterns that we have been looking at. These are the most likely candlestick. I'm not saying these are the only ones. No, there are other patterns that you're going to find, but mostly traders, they use these ones to identify market entries and exits. All right, I'm not limiting you. You can go and learn further about these patterns. Okay, so don't come here and say, what about this, what about this? No, I am not saying that this is the only thing. You can enlarge your knowledge further, but we are just teaching you basics. This is that you can start with. It's gonna make you to win trades. So we are not limiting you here. So we're gonna end here today. We're gonna probably meet on Monday for our wind up, and then the other leaders will join, will take over from there, and then build a proper building on this foundation that we are laying now. All right. Yes. So let's meet on Monday by God's grace, and then we wind up the candlestick chart patterns. If there is no further questions, then allow me to leave. Juma Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Let me see if Leader Doris is here for any announcement. Okay, there is no Leader Doris. Leader Sol, probably, is there any announcement?
From my side, I don't think I have any. Just want to thank you for the training.
All right. Thank you so much, leadership. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning. I hope that you are increasing your knowledge in terms of trading. It's going to help you to appreciate the market. When the market is dropping, when the market is rising, you do not complain. You just see both of them as opportunities, since we are trading futures now. Yes. All right. So have a lovely Friday. We wish you all the best. May the good Lord keep you safe. Yes, preserve you from falling. Until we meet again next time. Bye-bye from my side. We love you all.